To others, please silence your cell phone during the meeting and engage in conversations outside the chambers. Again, thanks to everybody for coming in. There is overflow seating in the back, and I know we've got a lot of folks this issue about the fallen heroes and our tribute to lifeguard Benny Holt. And before we start that, Madam Clerk, please take the roll.
Councilmember Bragg.
Here.
Mayor Pro Tem Gilbray.
Here.
Mayor Medina.
Here.
Councilmembers Patton and Spriggs are absent.
And we have, I think, two students here, Melissa Rodriguez Martinez and Sofia de la students for leaders in the Pledge of Allegiance. And just, you know, I was in the first class of school in 1972, January. I started going there when it first opened. So very glad to have some fellow alum of grade school. If you can come up here and lead us in the Pledge of Allegiance.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
This one. You should.
And just some comments on, I didn't read. Melissa is in the 6th grade on safety patrol. She is also a reading buddy. She has a great attitude and is a hard worker. She loves soccer. She loves soccer as a fast runner. And Sofia de Leon is in the 6th grade as the student council president. She's also on safety patrol. She also has a great attitude. She loves Batman, always wears her Batman sweatshirt. Just so you know, we're working with the Kiwanis Club to make sure students of the month each have an opportunity to help recite the Pledge of Allegiance here at the council meetings. And then also, if you have an organization in town that works with local youth and like to have the possibility of reading the Pledge of Allegiance, we'd love to have them give that opportunity. We're trying to make sure we reach out to everybody in our community. So thank you, Melissa and Sophia. Thank you very much. Are there any agenda changes?
Mr. Mayor, if I may, I would like to motion that we would take item 5.1 right after our consent calendar. I'd like to move item 4.2 ahead of item 4.1.
Okay. Do we, by second, we vote on that?
Please vote. Motion carried unanimously by those present.
Any other agenda changes? Well, I'd like to move. All right, hold on. And then I'd like to propose that we take item number 5.1 after the consent calendar. Make a motion to take number 5.1 after the consent calendar. Say item on the library. Oh, I'm sorry. Okay. That's not. All right. Thank you very much then. All right. Okay. Now we move on to the report parts of the evening. Any council member, starting with Councilmember Bragg.
Thank you. I do have a list of activities that I had been at in the last week, but I have to say the most important thing is you all being here. So thank you very much for attending our meeting this evening. It is great to see a packed house. It doesn't happen often enough. So give yourselves a round of applause. We had our budget workshop last week. On May 13th, it was chaired by Mayor Pro Tem Bilbray. The mayor was out of town, and there were many members of the community, and it was a great presentation by our finance administrator, Doug Bradley. And it was presented in easy format for anybody to understand. I believe it's on our website. If you have any questions, we will have 2 more passes at it before it is approved. I did want to say, make no mistake, it's a tight budget. On a pair of pantyhose. not a lot of wiggle room in this one, but it's a good budget. On May 14th, I attended the MTS meeting. To MTS, we did approve the operating and capital budgets with no change to fares. So that was really important to us. And I just want to very briefly cite some of the concerns with the 2016 budget. Of course, the economy, federal reauthorization of funds, energy pricing from SDG&E, or cars use more energy. That rate went up 25%. Our ADA paratransit service levels are increasing at 8.5. That's our most costly service that we provide, but it's an incredible service. It is a curb-to-curb service. And if anybody in the community needs that service, please let me know. Make sure you get the information. The other thing that's really interesting to me, to the South Bay, is after all of my harping on this, they are really starting to look at trolley capacity constraints on the Blue. That may mean more frequent service. It may mean a 4th car at certain hours of the day. So MTS is really looking at capacity on the longest line in the whole system. And then at Sandag, we approved our local transportation fund. That was the fund that we had some expenditures that we had to. Sandag contacted the city of Imperial. We contacted Greg Wade. Those funds had been expended and the surplus was returned back to the fund. And May 29th is work day. So I'd like to encourage all of you, and if you can't take your bike, at least take public transportation that day. Thank you.
Thank you, Councilmember Bilbray. I just want to thank again everybody for being here. There's some definitely Imperial Beach legends here, so I really, really appreciate it. And so I know a lot of us in the ocean community have been, and just in general, Imperial Beach has been very concerned about the impact of, it's great to have rain, but every time it rains, especially in the spring, during south swell season and south wind season, we get a plume of water out of the Tijuana River that moves north. In this case, that plume moved north to Coronado, and you can track that plume online. There's a Scripps Institutional Oceanography tool. The only good thing about this, there's a team of folks in Imperial Beach and the county, and on both sides of the border, who, really on our side of the border, who have been working very, very hard to make sure that a diverter channel in the flood control channel right at the boundary line is getting opened, and that water gets sucked out of that river, so we no longer have that flow reaching the coast. As of today, and so there's been a dialogue behind the scenes with the International Boundary and Water Commission and the Mexican government authorities in Tijuana to get that open. The last email I saw was at I think 4:30 today. Steve Smellin from the International Boundary and Water Commission said that our authorities in Tijuana were working on getting that diverter pipe open. The Silver Strand was just open. Coronado was open, I think, yesterday. But it's really important to close our beach quickly, but get it open. That diverter pipe turned on when the water flow goes below 25 million gallons, the equivalent of what 25 million gallons a day. I've been traveling a lot. Last week, I was in Washington for signed Congressman Juan Vargas, Congressman Scott Peters, and Congresswoman Susan Davis. Congressman Juan Vargas does represent Imperial Beach, and Scott Peters is just north of here, like literally just north of Carnation. That's his. To make a very, very strong pitch for helping us deal with some of the needed upgrades we have in infrastructure on the border. It was also good to thank Senator Feinstein in person for helping us get the secondary sewage treatment. Bilbray, you had helped. You spoke at the inauguration for that a few years ago, so it was great to thank her, and it has actually made a difference. So the big issue is we're actually we're doing a lot more to sort of deal with beach closures, and thanks to our lifeguards and Chris Helmer's here, working on this issue and understand how to deal with it. Also thanks to the County of San Diego. Greg Murphy's here, but Greg Cox, Supervisor Cox, has been our biggest advocate in the county, and the County Department of Public Health. Environmental health has been really, really on as well. When I came back from Washington, I went to Tijuana, talked about this issue specifically, and showed photos of what we need to improve to the North American Public Meeting of the North American Development Bank and the Border Environmental Cooperation Commission. And that was, everybody gets it. They understand we need to move forward and work cooperatively with Mexico to make this happen. I talked with the EPA as well, and the NAD Bank is actually going to fund some infrastructure upgrades in Tijuana that will hopefully help us, but we need to do a lot more. And then today I was in Tijuana again, talked to a representative from the state of Baja California, and made it very clear that I'll be traveling to Washington in September. Actually, yeah, I think it's, or actually in October, with this trip with Jerry Sanders and Kevin Faulkner, and with a group of folks in Mexico, that I heard, to make it very clear what we need to do in the next 2 years for the budget cycle. So this mythology of Imperial Beach is that we can't do anything, and I think we all understand there's actually a lot we can do. We're the ones that are most affected, and we have to be the ones in the driver's seat, making it very clear to agencies, the local, state, and federal level on both sides of the border, that we expect nothing less than clean beaches 365 days a year. There's absolutely no excuse for us to be discharging water in the ocean anymore. We're in a period of climate change and extreme drought. So we should be reusing every gallon of all that water we've been discharging in the ocean. So that's my report, and I promise you that this is the thing that I've been working on the most since I was elected. I think, do we have any announcements from staff?
We do, Mayor. I think that the Assistant City Manager has something to say now.
Yes, Mayor and Council, members of the community, we have a special Tidelands Advisory Committee meeting this Friday, 22nd at 3 p.m. in these council chambers. The Port District is working on their capital improvement program for fiscal year 2014-2018, and one of the projects identified in that program for Imperial Beach is a feasibility analysis to study the possibility of a restroom in the seacoast area, restroom and shower facility. It's something that's been talked about for many years. A feasibility study has been conducted, and they are presenting the report as well as some potential options for if there is going to be such a facility, where it might be located. So if members of the community are interested in that, that's Friday at 3 p.m. in these council chambers. Look also for a design review board meeting and a following city council meeting at which that feasibility analysis and that project will be discussed.
Great, thank you very much. Any other?
Yeah, Mayor and Council and community, Speaker Atkins, who represents the 78th District, which Imperial Beach is included, would like to make an announcement that on Thursday, May 28th, from 5 o'clock to 6, she will be here to discuss the state legislative issues that will affect the community. And so everyone's invited. You can come out. You can find out what kind of legislation is being proposed that may affect Imperial Beach and our area. And then also, the speaker is going to be holding a public protection town hall, prevention for fraud, scam, theft, all those kinds of issues. That will be held on Friday, May 29th from 11:30 a.m. to 1 p.m. at the North University Community Library. That's located on 8820 Judicial Drive in the city of San Diego. And so those are two items that the speaker would like you to be aware of. And then I've also been given the great privilege on behalf of the mayor and council to read the following proclamation in very small print. As Community Development Director and Assistant City Manager for the City of Imperial Beach for more than 14 years, and the City of Solana Beach has recognized the skills and abilities of Gregory Wade and has appointed him as the new city manager. And the Mayor, City Council, staff, and residents of Imperial Beach desire to thank Gregory Wade for his significant contribution to the City of Imperial Beach, which will have long-lasting positive effects on the community for many years to come. And his many specific accomplishments include, but are not limited to, the Big Picture Study that was the foundation for over a decade of progress in Imperial Beach, getting standards for the conversion of apartments to condominiums, significant zoning changes to foster economic and mixed-use developments, creation of the new Pier South Hotel and C-180, Palm Avenue Street End, Avenue improvements, ecotourism study, new housing such as American Legion and Habitat for Humanity projects, clean and green housing improvements, leadership on redevelopment projects and the phasing of redevelopment and preservation of millions of redevelopment dollars and assets for Imperial Beach projects. And his work will continue to guide our city and bear fruit in efforts such as another hotel, improved housing in neighborhoods, condominiums at Barnado Shores, and other improvements throughout Imperial Beach. And Greg Wade's contributions to Imperial Beach go beyond the specifics listed above and include his outstanding traits of leadership, vision, humor, intelligence, and perseverance. Therefore, be it resolved that I, Serge Dedina, Mayor of the City of Imperial Beach, California, together with the City Council, wishes to proclaim Wednesday, May 20th, 2015, as Gregory Wade Day in the City of Imperial Beach, and present this proclamation to Greg Wade for his untiring service, effective leadership, and love for the City of Imperial Beach. Furthermore, the Mayor and City Council want Gregory Wade to know that he is always welcome to Imperial Beach and wish him the best of luck in his new position and throughout his life.
Thank you, Randy. It's been a pleasure to work with you this short time, but I've actually been working for you a long time, right? And I've talked to a bunch of the surf community up in Solana Beach. They're very excited about having you come up there. We have a long tradition of sending very, very qualified, distinguished staff from Imperial Beach, including Barry Johnson and David Ott, up to Solana Beach. So it's a nice tradition, and we're going to miss you.
If I may, I want to thank you, and leaving a position I've had for 14 years is almost like going on vacation, except you're not coming back. And I just found something in my file the other day, and it was dated May 5th, 2000. It was a letter we sent out as part of the big picture to get input on that project from the community when I was working as a consultant. Thought it was kind of fitting that it just kind of rose. But I'm going to miss this community. I'm going to miss everybody. Miss this community. I'm going to miss everybody I've worked with and for, and none of anything I've it's all been at the hands and the direction of great city councils, great mayors, great council members, great community members, some of whom disagreed with me on many occasions, but that's part of the process, and also staff. That's a difficult part about leaving, is I've fostered some really neat relationships here that I will continue to take with me, and
now we move on to the public comment period of the evening. And just to remember that the City Council welcomes public comment, but because of the Brown Act, which is City Council cannot respond to items not listed on the agenda. So issues requiring a response will be referred to the city manager. So remember, it's not, if we look like we're being stone-faced, it's not that we don't care, it's legally we can't actually respond. If you're watching on YouTube, this meeting is streamed live on YouTube, free of charge, right? Free of charge. Please remember that as well. And Madam, I'm sorry, we do have speaker slips. And just to make sure, if you'd like to speak for the issues of the presentation of the Medal of Valor for Iraq and Afghanistan and the fallen heroes, and then also for the proclamation for Benny Hall, not part of the official formal presentations, and you'd like to say something, just for our sake and for public record, just fill out a blue card, and we'd love to hear from you as well. So with that, I have Sharon Cobb. And please remember to stress and speak into the mic to us as well. Thank you very much. And you have 3 minutes.
Good evening, everybody. My name is Sharon Cobb. I live at 1116 Elder. On behalf of Imperial Beach Kiwanis and the chairperson for the Imperial Beach Kids Fishing Derby, I want to thank the Port of San Diego. I recently applied for a grant through the Titans, and I was graciously given it. Looking forward to spending that money for the kids in our community, and also hoping to invite other kids and families from other communities to come and enjoy Imperial Beach. And it'll be a great day, and invite all of you on August 15th at 8 a.m. to come and enjoy it with us. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Now we have June Engel. Anyone's welcome to sit down if you'd like to. I think he's here.
Anyway, hi, I'm Angel. I'm the branch manager of the Imperial Books Library. Chris, would you come down here, please? Yeah. So, I'm at first of all, I want to start by saying a big thank you to Greg Wade for all of his support and help over the years to get us where we are today, this day on the library project. And I know that you are a big help in that. And thank you very much. Secondly, I want to thank Lori Bragg. When she came to our volunteer recognition this day, we're still talking about how we're going to do that. Now, one of the things that we did that night was we honored one of our volunteers of the year, who's service member of the year, who just happens to be here. This is Christine Diaz. Over the last couple of years, opportunity to attend several ROTC competitions. They're unbelievable. I don't know my right from my left, but it's just great for the and he was all part of that. What he does there is nothing compared to what he did for us at the library. We always know that he's our go-to person if we need somebody in a pinch. He's very helpful, patient with the kids, and even the older seniors. So he's a wonderful guy, and we're really excited that he got that, and I want to recognize him. He's our service administrator.
Great, thank you. Now we have Kevin Tilden.
Good evening, I'm Kevin Tilden with California American Water. The mayor mentioned extreme drought in his comments, and we're the water provider here. We want to let all the people here tonight, all the people watching know that there'll be an open house at our office tomorrow night at 1025 Palm Avenue at 5 p.m. Information, rebate information. You can sign up for Waterwise house audits, and we'll have information about how the recently approved State Water Resources Control Board regulations apply to Imperial Beach. As people, I think, many people know, the governor asked for 25% water use reduction statewide, but they did not apply that equally to communities, and it was based on a reduction from 2013. So this area is actually asked to reduce water use by 8% from 2013 use, and we just about already reached that level. So people need to keep up the good work, but if they have any questions about how it applies to them or how it helps, we'll be there tomorrow night at 1025 Palm Avenue. But you can also go to our website. We have a kind of a special URL we set up, californiaandwater.com/drought, and you just click on your area and tell you how to get rebates and talk about all that stuff. Thank you.
Great, thank you very much. I don't have any more speakers, so that we'll move on to the presentation. Now I have agenda item 1.1, and that's presentation of proclamation of Elks Lodge 2011, Medal of Valor for Iraq and Afghanistan to honor fallen heroes from Imperial Beach. So with that, I have the Ladies Auxiliary Military Order, Purple Heart Unit 19, the Chula Vista Marine Corps League Detachment 1207. Please give your presentation. Thank you.
Thank you, Mayor and Council members, for recognizing and honoring Imperial Beach's Gold Star families this evening. Our nation and our communities need to remember our fallen heroes and their sacrifices, but just as importantly, we need to remember their families and what they have lost. I'm here this evening with Armida Martinez, a local Gold Star mother who has been dedicated in her efforts to honor the memory of not only her son Michael, who was killed in Iraq, but all of the 14 fallen sons from South Bay. And also Kim Coronado, Veterans Chair at the Chula Vista Elks Lodge, who is going to present the Elks Medal.
So my name is Kim Coronado. I'm from Chula Vista Elks Lodge 2011. That the Elks Lodge was presenting medals of valor for those that had fallen in Iraq and Afghanistan. And as soon as I saw that, I said, I have to be part of that. So I worked with Marine 1207 and with Imperial and the Purple Hearts, and we found out who these gentlemen were. So at this time, Armida will read off the first name and we'll present these medals.
This evening, we are being assisted by Mar Vista High School Navy Junior ROTC cadets. Their instructor, Hatfield, who is with them this evening, was also James Trevor's instructor. As I read the fallen hero's name, a cadet will bring their photo forward. And will the family of Sergeant James M. Trevor please step forward? If any family friends are here, please stand. James was born in 1984 in Hawaii and graduated from Mar Vista High School, where he participated in the junior ROTC program. He was motivated by a fierce competitor streak and always wanted to be the best. James, a Green Beret, died on the night of June 29, 2008, at the age of 24, when he was in southern Afghanistan. The soldiers struggled to free themselves in the darkness as the water level rose. One of James' last acts was to free another soldier from his seatbelt and give him his air pocket. James was on his first combat tour. Receiving the Medal of Valor is James, honored by his brother Gordon.
Thank you very much for this, for your sacrifice and for all that your family's gone through. Your brother was a real hero.
On behalf of the state of Imperial Beach and the state of Imperial Beach and the community of Imperial Beach and all friends that are here in the military community, just want to make sure that you could, we definitely honor your brother. Appreciate you being here and the sacrifice that your brother made for our country and have this proclamation.
Would you like to say anything?
Well, my brother always tried to be the best that he could be. And it definitely shows. He's my true hero. Overall, everything. And everything he tried to do. And in ROTC, the Commander Hatfield, and just being there, his friends were his family as well as mine. And I don't know what else to say about James. It's just he was a great guy and a person and a brother. So I thank you.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, council, mayor. On behalf of Congressman Juan Vargas, I am here to present a proclamation to Gordon and Trevor, brother James, for the tremendous sacrifice he gave to the United States and for all of us. So I'm just gonna go ahead and launch the proclamation. And on the very bottom it says that in honor of great sacrifice resolved by Congressman Juan Vargas, that on this day, 8/20th, we remember and honor the memory of David E. Metzger and Sergeant James M. Trevor, who selflessly sacrificed their life for our great nation. And I do have a second.
Is the family of Sergeant First Class David E. Metzger here tonight? Or friends, please stand. I'm going to read about Metzger. David grew up in Imperial Beach and graduated from Mar Vista High School. Friends and family recall Metzger as a talented Little League pitcher who aspired to be a professional baseball player before injuring a knee. He was also a skilled boxer, skateboarder, and a gifted artist. David always seemed to be destined for the military. David, a Green Beret, died on October 26, 2009, at the age of 32 in Afghanistan, when his helicopter crashed while conducting a combat mission. David was on his third deployment in Afghanistan. The Medal of Valor will be given to his family at a later time.
That concludes our presentation.
Thank you so much, the cadets. Appreciate you being here, and all again, other veterans and members of the military community, first members of the family. And Memorial Day is this Monday. There'll be an event at Veterans Park at 10 o'clock. I want to thank our members of our military community for organizing that. Appreciate your presence here. It's always important to acknowledge and respect and honor members of the military and those who have fallen and those who have served. So thank you very much. And I made a huge mistake that I'm going to humbly apologize for. I forgot Andrea Wagsland. I'm so sorry. I know you're standing there with your beautiful baby, so I'm humbly apologizing to have you do the request to speak. Thank you very much.
Hi, my name is Andrea Long. This is my son Desmond. We are just here as a reminder to speak for the bringing a healthy grocery speech. Currently, we drive way too far to go to either Vaughn's, or we go to Susie's Farm and actually pick our own food. So we would really like to see the money that is going to a grocery store. I know a lot of people want Whole Foods or Trader Joe's, privately owned companies, and I think it's important to at least get some other options, whether it's a food co-op or something where we're thinking about how the money is coming in and staying in Imperial Beach. So I'm here to remind the committee also to keep watch on the farmers market. Currently, it's sort of more about food vendors than actually purchasing produce. There's only 2 stands. There's like an orange stand and then some green beans sometimes. The selection is just really minimal. So I just wanted to put attention to kind of an interim, like what are we going to do until then? Are partnerships going to be made to have, more produce or fresh food? I want to know I just want to have a continued conversation about what the plan is. Bringing fresh food to Imperial Beach. Thank you very much.
Great, thank you very much. Now we have item 1.2, Sheriff's Department update on crime statistics, and Sheriff Lieutenant Brown will give that.
Greetings, Mayor, Council, citizens. This is going to be brief. I'm just going to give an update on the crime stats. A few weeks ago, I participated in the open house, and I met a number of citizens, and a lot of them have been for a long time. And one particular man after a year or two, and he started asking me what he'd heard, or after he moved here with my coworkers, that the town had been a rough town. He felt he was in the safest place he'd ever been in the county, and he wanted to know what changed. Started to research a lot of it. A lot of crime stats have come out at this time of year. They come out usually in March for the 2014 year, and then we keep a very close eye month to month. And I wanted to bring in what I found in the 4 or 5 months I've been here as your city's top cop. And what I think I hear from a lot of people that I speak to, that they want to know, he wanted to know what changed, what catalyst made it different. And I told him, I think if you look at the numbers, it was brick by brick for probably 10 or 15 years. But a lot of that's come to fruition in probably the last. So it's probably a million decisions. It's not necessarily entirely, law enforcement can't take the credit. It's a lot of things, decisions you probably labored on over here, and some things to be proud about and change some of the perception. Now, some of this is in the newspaper. One thing I wanted to preface it with is Part 1 crimes are all crimes, all violent crimes and all theft-related crimes. They're crimes where there's a victim. So you wouldn't necessarily see DUI appear in these crimes because a particular law enforcement agency can choose to make more of these or make less of these. These are where there's a victim. There's no way to change this statistics. It's what the FBI uses as a measure of the crime rate. This is a combination of all Part 1 crimes, be they violent or non-violent. And you can see that in 2005, the number in Imperial Beach was 922 total. There were 922 total Part 1 crimes, roughly, and that number runs about what's called a 30. So basically, the amount of people that are in the here. At the end of 2014, we hit 528. Our crime rate got below 19.79, I believe, and it's the lowest crime rate in the history of Imperial Beach. These crime rates are below 1950s levels. And 1950s levels aren't accurate because they didn't include domestic violence included here. So you really can't compare apples to apples with the 1950s and 60s. The crime rate has plummeted here. And the next slide is going to show you how we look against our neighbors. Everyone's doing well. Countywide, we're down to 35-year lows if you added everybody in the county. But if you look at all of the cities south of Interstate 8, Imperial Beach now has the lowest crime rate of any city south of Interstate 8. We narrowly beat Chula Vista, and for the first time in all the tracking I could do, we beat Coronado. And by a considerable margin, almost 20%. Coronado is our best comparison city because we have tourists. In fact, there's more tourism now than there probably ever was. Tourists hurt your crime rate statistically. Del Mar has the worst crime rate in the county. They do, and they always will, because they only have 3,500 registered voter official census residents, and there's probably 8,000 people there at any one time, sometimes swelling to 30,000. So those crimes get divided into the population. So tourist areas take a beating, while places that no one visits benefit from that. And so you want to compare yourself to other beach communities. Coronado's a good one. 10 years ago, they had about the same population. IB had about the same population, and they're almost a tie. There was a couple thousand. And 10 years later, they still both pretty much have the same population. So their numbers were pretty much stable. You can see in 2005, they had 549 Part 1 crimes, and in 2014, they had 562. Nothing to be alarmed about. It's about the same, and that is a safe number. But Imperial Beach went from 922 to 528. So you can't just say over, they did it. They went down here, they were stable next door. If you compare us to every other area, and the only one that's a little bit different is San Diego Police. I didn't put up there, they're running about 24, but they combine Rancho Bernardo and La Jolla with the South Bay, with the central area. It doesn't, the FBI won't break out their numbers, but we beat them, and that's them pulling in other stats as well. So we beat all the other Chula Vista and Lemon Grove. It was our best year on record, but that's not the best of the news. Next slide. It's our last slide. In orange represent 2014, that record-breaking crime year, the year we took the title of safest city south of the 8. Number in gray are the first 4 months of 2015. We are running at 50% the crime rate of 2014 was. If these numbers hold, and we do always see a summer spike due to tourists and added people to town, but if we can hold the 50% clip, we will easily be the safest city in the San Diego County. And there's actually 4 cities right ahead of us, just a couple, 2 points: Carlsbad, Solana Beach, and Encinitas. And, and the one city that no one's knocked off in the 25 years I've been doing that is Poway. If we hold these numbers, we might just inch them up. So these are something I'm really excited about. To me, it's not just the patrolman on the street. Well, no, it's me. The patrolman on the street. It's the town. It's the people. It's who's here. There is some change in the mood. There's a change in the way people behave. We get a little crime wave and we go after it. I remember when I first got here, January and February, there was 27 cars that had been broken into in the first 5 weeks of the year. And we went to all the neighborhood watches and we hooked up with all the people. And we did a few other things, and we used an analyst, and the sheriff's department has just a couple of styles that are new, some strategies that are new. They're very intelligent. And we were able to catch the 4 people. It was like 4 people doing this. We did not have a single vehicle break-in, residential break-in, or commercial break-in for the next 3 weeks. They were literally the 500 things. 10 people can do 500 things in a given year. So it's just down to a few left. So everybody helping people that report things, people that please lock your cars. 2/3 of all thefts from vehicles are from unlocked vehicles with wallets or phones laying in the front seat, windows down. But we got the word out and they started doing it, and it stopped. And we went the next month with only 2. So I'm real excited. These are things to be proud of. Everybody in the sheriff's department knows this, but I wanted to come tell you this because I don't think it gets out so much in the public. We were hesitant to jump up and down because we weren't sure how long it would hold. And now we're coming up on 18 months of this constant trend. So it's something to be proud of and something that everybody should take credit for. And the reputation of IB moving forward, I think will be very different from that of years gone by. Thank you.
Do my colleagues of council have any comments on that or anything I would like to? I want to thank you first for all the great work you're doing. I was on the Sheriff's Community Advisory Group, and we saw the great work you got, the Sheriff's and use of GIS to really detect crime and patterns in crime. That was really, really smart. And then more importantly, it's a great presentation. Thank you. Very easy to follow and very well done. Thank you very much. And now we come to item number 1.3. Item number 1.3, lifeguard service update, and lifeguard captain Robert Stabenow will give a report on that item. And just to note, actually worked with Robert when the first summer he actually worked with the lifeguard.
It's a pleasure to be here, Mayor, Medina, and council. It's always exciting when I get to come and share with everybody what we're doing up at the beach. Accomplishments we made, Sheriff, outstanding in the last year. It's been hard to beat that. But in the last summer, I think most people agree, last year is on record the warmest on record for San Diego. We felt it at the beach. We felt it with the beach attendants. We felt it with the amount of activity we're having in the water. And Sergeant Art Ayala started tabulating all our stats. We still do this by hand, so it takes him a little while to get it done. But it was I think it was in February or March. He shows me what we did, and I was astonished at how many rescues we made. What was the population we had at the beach? And I like to share that with everybody. 2014 statistics. Ocean and beach attendance is 2.6 million. That's not the record for us, but it's very close. This is all the attendance on the beach, the pier, the street ends, the parks. Not at one time, so you think that's a lot of people, but throughout the day, this population is coming and going. Another thing, with the weather, we had warm weather, we didn't have the rain last year. That contributed to the amount of closures we had where people couldn't enter the water. Those days are the toughest as a lifeguard. We go there because we want the people to enjoy themselves. We want them to do it in a safe manner, and we're there to help them if anything happens. When ocean's closed, our job is to prevent everybody from getting in that water and enjoying the day. So those are tough. But last year we went on 28. We've had years here in Imperial Beach where we're over 100 contaminated days in 1 year. So that's down, way down. Preventative actions. This is where a lifeguard goes out and somebody looks like they're going to be in trouble. We'll go out and talk to them. We'll get them on a PA. Somebody tells us where's a safe place to swim. We'll tell them where to go. We had 140 of those last year. A record for us this year, we've never done it in the past, is over 1,000 rescues in 1 year. That's what lifeguard agencies how many people have you actually rescuing, going out there and grabbing them and bringing them in, where they're having difficulty or maybe have not made it in at all. Last year was a record for us, 1,006 rescues. Hazardous debris removed. Lifeguards do a lot of other things than just rescues on the beach. We have lobster traps that people can get entrapped in. We have other debris that washes up on the beach that we have to remove. We remove 15 of those. Medical aids. These go from some of the rescues we had where lifeguards were able to start CPR and save a patient last year to where we're putting on a Band-Aid. 717 medical aids last year on the beachfront. Enforcement warnings. Who's down there and the first people, they have something going on, the first one they're going to go to is the lifeguard in the tower, the lifeguard in the truck if they're having a problem. A lot of times we like to see these enforcement contacts before they happen. We're going out and making these contacts and getting compliance before we have to call sheriff or somebody else to help out with the situation. We had 6,090 of those last year. This isn't the one. I'm not doing this. I'm the captain. I'm mainly in the lifeguard station most of the time. This are lifeguards that are out there on the beach every day. Our part-time lifeguards. This tough job during the summer when you've got these huge crowds on the beach and a ton of responsibility. Our full-time staff we have out there that are mentoring our lifeguards and bringing them up, taking the advanced training. And then over the last year, we implemented our dive teams back and running at full strength due to our full-time staff. We also have implemented a river rescue team and the Border Patrol and San Diego City lifeguards that are in the River Valley. So today was a day I was with the mayor and council, let you know what we're doing at the beach, and really glad to be here. I'm looking forward to the upcoming summer.
Great, thank you very much. We're going to do a proclamation and recognition of National Beach Safety Week, but also just so the public knows, we had some of the biggest surf in the summer that I remember since the early 80s. Big hurricane swells. A lifeguard died in Newport Beach. Probably some of the most dangerous conditions I've ever seen on our beach here. So I want to acknowledge the fact that your lifeguards made rescues in serious surf, and I got hammered this last swell and reminded myself how strong the waves get here and how much you can get injured just making a rescue or being out in the like that. So thank you very much for all the work in your lifeguards do. Now we'll come up and give the proclamation. And just so it's clear, after that, then you will speak about in recognition of Benny Holt.
Oh yeah.
And then we'll be good on the proclamation. If anybody would like to speak about Benny at all, please fill out a blue card. And I've got all the cards from the folks here would like to also help out with the recognition. So I'll come up to the front and we'll do this the proclamation. So, proclamation, National Beach Safety Week. I want to again thank all the members of the lifeguard community, people I've known since I was a little kid, for being here. It's really important to acknowledge and respect our lifeguards and thank them every day for the great work they do. And Beach Safety Week, June 7th to 14th, 2015. Whereas the beautiful coastal beaches of Imperial Beach represent a world-renowned recreational resource, and Imperial Beach residents and visitors alike are drawn to these beaches by the millions each year for and the aquatic environment has dangers that can be effectively managed through public awareness and the vigilance of professional lifeguards. For reasons of public safety, an annual reminder of the joys and hazards associated with the aquatic environment at the commencement of the busy summer beach season. And Imperial Beach must remember to never swim alone, always swim near a lifeguard, never drink alcohol before swimming, respect the power of the surf, and learn to swim very, very well and teach your kids to swim really well. So now there resolved that I, Serge Tadina, Mayor of the City of Imperial Beach, California, together with our entire city council, do hereby proclaim June 7th to June 14th, 2015 as National Beach Safety Week. So thank you very much.
Next up, the proclamation we have for lifeguard Thomas. A lot of us like to call him Ben or Benny Holt. And it's an honor and a pleasure to be able to sit here or stand up here and talk about a lifeguard I've known since the first day I started lifeguarding back in 1983, June. Vinny was there to mentor me and bring me up to where I'm at now. A lot of you here. Vinny and I, we're coworkers, but we became really good friends too. We traveled Mexico to Baja together. We've been to mainland Mexico, down to Guatemala, and all kinds of exciting places we've been to together. But lifeguarding is what really brought us together. The love of the ocean, the love of our community. Seeing Vinny coming to me in the last few years, it's like, Vinny, when are you going to retire? When are you going to retire, Ben? And he goes, I want to make it to I'm 70. And this is back when he was 50. And I'm like, no way. He's not going to do that. Make it to 70. You know, make it to 70. That's what Vinny has done. There can't be more than a handful of lifeguards throughout the nation that still lifeguarding 70 years old. And Vinny was able to accomplish that feat. There's one public safety director in the past always said, you can train a lifeguard, but you can never. Benny has the best attitude. Everybody's here for Benny because of his attitude. He's a good person. He wants the best for his community, So, Benny, I'm glad it took a while, but we're here, and we get to honor you. And Mayor, Dina.
We don't know who the unofficial mayor of Imperial Beach is. First, I've known Benny since you actually tried to rescue me when I was, and I was a bunch of knucklehead friends, probably with Captain Stabenow, and he came down and said, oh yeah, I know who you are, so you're fine. And then I ran for you, and what people none of you might know is that Benny's one of the finest cross-country coaches in the entire United States. USD, one of our also finest collegiate coaches is here. Benny's trained and mentored a generation of lifeguards, the people also who have been trained to give back to our community and always do best and think the best and be positive. You're a role model for me as mayor, because you're the mayor, you're the street mayor of IB, and you always have something to say to everybody. And I can't tell you all the lifeguards I have talked to who was really upset, young lifeguards, they no longer can work with you. So it's an honor to be here. And like Robert, I've been with you in IB and in the middle of nowhere in Baja, and you're always at your best. So anyway, honoring lifeguard Thomas Holt for 47 years of service with the city of Imperial Beach. Just Benny was hired by one of the most legendary lifeguards of all time. Alan Dempsey Holder was a legendary lifeguard. So Benny goes back to the pioneer lifeguards on a global level. So that's something. Thomas Benny Holt began to work for the city of Imperial Beach as an ocean lifeguard in 1967. And on March 1st, 2014, Thomas Holt officially retired at the age of 70, which is a remarkable achievement in the ocean lifeguarding field. And in his 47 years of service, Thomas Holt has made thousands of overlaid to hundreds of beach visitors. And Thomas lived his dream of working on the beach and providing ocean rescue services to the community he loves. And amongst his lifeguard colleagues, Benny was dedicated, reliable, trusting, who always had a smile, something good to say. And whereas the city of Imperial Beach is committed to recognizing and honoring those individuals who are dedicated to the ideals of public health, and Thomas Holt is one such worthy individual.
Good evening again. Eddie Meyer with Congressman Juan Vargas. First of all, I want to add that it is really a great honor and privilege to be here today. I am a Mar Vista High alum. I come from a long line of Myers that were former students of yours. And, I can't think of a bigger privilege that I could have to be here and recognize you on behalf of Congressman Vargas. Really quick. Put together a congressional record for Benny. Today, on the floor of the House of Representatives, we entered extensive remarks, whereas Benny would be forever memorized in Congress, into the congressional record. Read real quick the first sentence and then the last paragraph. Mr. Vargas speaks. Mr. Speaker, I rise today to honor Thomas Holt for the family commitment and dedication he has demonstrated to Imperial Beach. Mr. Holt has devoted his life to preserving the lives of others. His outstanding achievements and his leadership and his commitment to the people of California District is an inspiration to us all. And the cool thing about this is you can have an app, you can look it up on the computer anytime, and you'll be able to find Benny's name, memorialized in the U.S. House of Representatives.
All right.
All right, we have Greg Murphy from the Office of County Supervisor, Greg Cox. Thank you for coming.
Mr. Holt, on behalf of Supervisor Greg Cox, this is actually not the first time that we're declaring a day on your behalf at the San Diego County Board of Supervisors. About this time last year, you were at the County Board of Supervisors and had the day declared on your behalf, but for saving thousands of lives, it's worth the second day. So on behalf of Supervisors and the entire Board of Supervisors, we do hereby declare May 20th, 2015 as Benny Holt.
We have Ron Powell from the Port of San Diego, who's right here representing our Port Commissioner Dan Malcolm, who's away on business, but who wanted to make sure we understood that this was a priority for him, and he has nothing but great respect for Mr. Holt.
Thank you, Mayor Dedina, City Council members, City staff. It's always good to be in beautiful and safe Imperial Beach. For the record, I'm Ron Powell from the Port of San Diego staff, and I'm here tonight because Dan Malcolm couldn't be here, but he wanted to honor you, and he wanted me to come, down and give you specific notes to take that he wanted you to know, that he wanted you to hear. I'm not going to read all the proclamations, whereases, but I will read an excerpt from the email the chairman sent to me. He wrote, "A long time and much beloved lifeguard in Imperial Beach, Benny Holt is retiring. He has been a mentor to many lifeguards over the years and has served the city and the region with dedication. So with those words from the Port of San Diego, I want to thank you, Thomas Benny Holt, for your decades, almost 50 years, of outstanding service to the public. Thank you."
Okay, and now we have Jason Wise from Speaker Tony Atkins' office. Thank you so much for coming back.
Hello, Mayor and Council. Jason